Listen, I want you to learn from the people who you want to be like. If someone's working a job that you don't like, if someone's in an industry that you don't like, if someone's in a position where you don't want to be, don't take advice from them. Please don't. Learn from people who you want to be like. I remember when I was working in my sales job, right? It was a contrast of ages, but I remember there were some people in their late 20s, their early 30s who were working in this job. Now, were they nice people? I'm sure they were, and I did respect them. For the most part, they were nice colleagues, but I didn't want to be in their position. And not to throw any shade or anything, but I remember my sales team leader asked him, "How old are you?" He said 28 years old. And in my sales job, I met someone called Anisin Gibb. It was also the same age as him. I saw them both in the same place. At the time, he was training for a fight, a YouTube Misfits boxing fight against Slim, Gibb versus Slim. And I saw him in central London. I actually took a picture of him. I put that on the screen right here. Yeah, and I saw him. I was like, oh shit, bro, I met a fucking millionaire. And this is what fucked me up. They were the same age. You both had the same time. You're both in the same country. So it's like, I was just thinking to myself, how is one a millionaire and one's still working a 9-to-5 job, exchanging time for money? I also found another guy, but at that job, there was this other dude, and at the time he's been working there for about a year and 6 months. He said he was 31 years old at the time, because he was 31. It was last year. And I typed in, how old is KSI? 31 years old. It just had me confused. I was like, how are you both the same age? How is one managed to accomplish so much more in a wider scale, global scale, make so much more money at the same time, and actually live a life he wants, in comparison to someone who just flipping travels to knock doors all day? And that's not even me. Like, I respect the hustle, but I didn't want to be like those motherfuckers, man. I'm being honest with you guys. I didn't want to be like any of those people from the workplace. They didn't even have time to train. One thing I remember, I was working my sales job as well. I was talking to my sales team leader at the time. He was like, we were just talking about fitness. One thing he said to me is, I don't have time. Fuck that, man. I don't want to live like that. I don't want to say that I don't have time for the gym. That's where all my confidence, that's like the beginning of my self-improvement journey. And I'm going to neglect my health for money because you don't have time. I don't want to build my life in a way to where I'm in a position to say that. The lifestyle I've always strived for as a kid was a life of freedom. And a lot of the self-improvement people I look up to on the internet are of similar ages of them. But they're making money online and they have their freedom. They have the freedom to do whatever the fuck they want. Doesn't that sound cool? Doesn't that make you think that there's actually a better way to go about things? To actually live your life and position yourself in a certain way to where you can actually become something, to achieve the life that you actually want. And it's really about all the people you surround yourself with. Because I remember when I was working in my 9-to-5 job, right? That job I was talking about, I started to believe that it was impossible to make money online again, because all of them would commit over a third of their day, even like 10 hours of their day, not working on something online. So just the corporate world. I'm not shaming the corporate world, but I don't like it. It's not for me, okay? It ain't for me. But they're the same age as these millionaires. He found a different way and who are living the way I actually want to live. And I told you about how when I was in that job, I was starting to have doubt and I was starting to believe that making money online is impossible again. The moment I left that environment and I was exposed to and just meeting, I met a millionaire. How crazy is that? It just gave me a reminder. I was like, this shit really is possible. And when you get older, from what I've been told from many other people on the internet, from what I've seen as well, you can be the same age. When you're in high school, you're all the same. You all just graduated college. Hit 25, where people actually start to be seen as an adult, a gap is going to happen. This is called the great male filter. You're going to see a gap between who's been putting in the work and who isn't. You could plausibly be the same age, Someone could be working out really hard. Let's say you're 18, well, 19 now. Let's use me as an example. Let's say you're 19, you've been working out hard. Other person 19 is drinking. That person is drinking. You're not really going to see much of a difference in terms of his body being worse, because his metabolism is still fast, he's still burning shit quickly, but he is gaining 1% body fat every year. Now, I also saw a statistic saying that once you hit the age of 25, your metabolism starts to slow down, and this can be a blessing and a curse depending on your lifestyle. From a fitness standpoint, you're gonna naturally gain more muscle mass, that man meat, so people like to call. This is it, falls in tune with the male advantage, you know how men get better with age. In contrast, the people who haven't been putting work in themselves via the partying, well, I don't think it's unreasonable to see an unbeast and say an unbeast 25-year-old. To say that there's an obese 25-year-old, I could picture that in my head. An obese 21-year-old, very rare. 25? No, implausible. Let's say from 18 you start working out. Right? You're 30 now. 30 years old. Just let's make a link to business to what I was talking about. You start businesses when you're 18, you fail, but you're resilient. You may have to work a shit 9-to-5 job, but you're going home, you're committing, you're sacrificing that time to build that business, to position yourself to a position where you're able to live on your terms, right? After 12 years, I've also saw another statistic, you can search this up, saying it takes an average of 12 years to become successful in any field you do. So after 12 years, he's 30, he's a multi-millionaire, business in place, he's changed many lives, he can live the life he's always wanted now. In contrast, someone works in the corporate world. Now, there's nothing wrong with corporate jobs. I'm not shaming it, but it's not for me. I want my freedom to do what I want. I don't want to work for someone else and be stuck and confined in one place. That's just me, though. But he's worked in the corporate world, and he's rising up in that area. Admirable, depending if you like that. But not for me. I wouldn't find that admirable personally. I wouldn't. I've always desired freedom. I'm Eren Yeager. I'm just not gonna kill everyone. I'm still gonna destroy the world. But freedom, I always desired freedom, and I'm gonna do whatever it takes because I know that life is possible. I'm telling you guys, man, the great male filter is real. In a few years, you're gonna see a divide. There's gonna be two divides. There's gonna be people who've been putting in the work and people who's been lazy. Two men at 18 years old, they're the exact same. They just graduated college or sixth form. Out of 10 years, they both go through a different path. In those two groups, one's going to be really lazy. One's going to have thrived significantly. I'm telling you, this shit is real. I'm not making it up. You're going to see it when you get older. I'm going to come back in these videos and I'm going to tell you about it as well. I'm telling you, man. So we need to stay firm. We need to stay rigid, man. Take advice from people who want to be like, for the love of God, man. Please take advice from people who want to be like, find the right mentor, find the right ball, and row as hard as you can. Learn from them. They are like the shortcuts to your success. You'll be less likely to get failure. And please strive for the life you want. Don't you dare let anyone don't let anyone put down your dreams. Please. This stuff is possible. Pursue it within reason. Pursue it. Pursue your dreams, chase your dreams, fight for your dreams, man. Because they're not paying your bills, they don't care about your pain, boy. They don't care about your pain, it ain't gonna affect them. Chase your dreams, please. There's 1,000 different ways to make money. And since, as men, we need to make money for our entire lives, we might as well make it in a way that feels purposeful and spend our time working in an enjoyable way, not to just work for the sake of, oh, I have to work. Do it because you enjoy it. And then money comes as the byproduct of that. And you can still live the life you always want. And when you do go back to work, it's not like, oh, I have to work, because you're doing work you love. This is why I'm big on remote work. I love the idea of being an entrepreneur, making YouTube videos online. I'm doing what I enjoy, and I'm happy as well. And it's only a matter of time before I start getting money as well, from doing what I enjoy. So I'm walking by example, I'm leading by example, and hopefully you guys can do the same.